Hello YouTube and welcome to our next war recap video. This war we were up against Psych Ward, a very exciting war, went down to the wire. I love these kind of wars, it's so exciting in the last closing moments of the war, and we came out on top by 1 point in the end. So let's take a look at what they did to our bases. So struggled a little bit with our top bases, only getting 1 star on a few of those, and a couple of 2s, so it's kind of 1s and 2s on our Town Hall 10s. But they did a very good job of hitting our Town Hall 9s and got most of those 3-starred. So props to them for that. And on our side, we got mostly 2 stars on their Town Hall 10, so pretty solid job from our team there. And some 3s, we struggled with some of their bases and had a couple of attacks perhaps not in order or in the right target, so we struggled a little bit in clearing their Town Hall 9s. But let's take a look at the 3-star attacks from the war, kicking off with Jason bringing us home on their number 7 and coming in with a go wipe and some hogs for the back end. So he's opening up the base here with some earthquakes, drops down a couple of golems. Do this one on double speed because we've got quite a few attacks to come through today. Drops his wizards down, builds a nice funnel, opens up the base in a couple of different places, which is nice. Lovely free spell, gets the CC troops and the Archer Queen with that free, so that's really good value. King and Queen in along with his P.E.K.K.A. because of the funnel that he's built, and the hogs straight away in on the far side of the base. Got the heal spell, captures his hogs as well as P.E.K.K.A. and heroes, so really nice placement there. He's got more hogs just to come in, picking off a few more defences that are in their own little compartments, and that's always a good plan when you've got high level walls like this. His King and Queen are still up. He's got 2 max P.E.K.K.A.s running around. He's still got 2 golems, one of which is split now, but he's got a load of troops left over. He hasn't used his Queen's ability yet, so he's got that up his sleeve if he needs it. And she's just going to work her way through these buildings. She's stuck on her storage at the moment, but then she's going to step up, take out the last couple of defences, and then it's just a matter of clean up and the job gets done. So very nice attack indeed, Jason, kicking things off for this vid. Let's move right along. Got Prodigy coming in on their number 8, bringing the Valks with a few hogs. So we've got a couple of golems going down, opens up a wall, wizards coming in there, a couple more wall breakers, which is nice. Doesn't quite get that next layer of wall opened up, so he drops a jump spell instead. Gets the CC lure. He's got most of his Valks in there. He's got a heal spell for them, which is always good if the CC is still alive. Straight into the core. They take out the central compartment. He drops that jump spell very nicely to spread his Valks out once they've taken out the core, and he's got some hogs for the far side of the base, so that's just kind of very nicely done. There's no Infernos on this. It was a Town Hall 9.5, so that always helps as well. And the next thing you know, the base is pretty much cleaned out. Nice heal spell placement on just to keep his Valks healthy as they run over that giant bomb, and gets the 3-star. Lovely attack. Alright, let's keep the pace going with Jason coming in again on their number 9 on the Troy. Okay, and nice, very nice earthquake placement there. Gets full advantage of the earthquakes. That's about as far as you can take them. So he's really opened up the base very nicely. Got his wizards. There's a little Tesla pop on the outside. There is a hound in the CC, so that's probably going to slow down his Archer Queen and some wizards for a little while, but I don't think that's too much of a problem for him. He's got plenty of troops on to clean up the pups. Nice rage in the core of the base as his golems and P.E.K.K.A. work their way through the core. Heal spell to keep them going whilst they're beating through the walls. He's got his King and Queen together on one side. Golems coming in as well. His hogs have been dropped. I think I've missed those going in, but he'd have dropped those on the far side to take out some defences. and the next thing you know, there's only one defense left on the base, and that soon goes down to his troops, and then it's just cleanup. So very, very nicely done indeed. Makes it look easy. Just the one building left, and it's the barbarian king, and his altar goes down and gets the 3. Very nicely done. Okay, let's move along to Uni, some Town Hall 9 on Town Hall 9 action. Coming in, kicks off with a Queen Walk on one corner of the base, and Golem, King, and a bunch of wizards on the other. Drops down one hog. The Valks have run around, but they've decided to break into the base, and probably because of the Barbarian King, so that's been helpful for her. Nice heal spell placement. The Valks run their way straight towards the Arch Queen, so that's handy. They are petering out a little bit here. They've run into a couple of spring traps, but they get that central compartment taken care of, which is the main thing. Still got plenty of wizards. Got Barbarian King there. The Arch Queen is still on full health, being tanked and helped by those healers, and she is actually what's going to get the job done for this raid. So the rest of the troops have sort of petered out a little bit, but she's still on full health. That's why Queen Walks can always be a useful backup in case the rest of the raid doesn't quite go according to plan. And in this case, the funnel wasn't quite wide enough to, I suspect, get the Valks in where Uni wanted them to go, but she's recovered very nicely. And it's just a question of taking out these last few buildings, and she's more than got enough health on her Arch Queen to get the job done. And very nice attack. Okay, slightly wider funnel next time perhaps. Okay, and coming up next we've got Mighty Banger coming in on their number 14. She's got a single hog here which is going to use to get the lure, and it's a Lava Hound. It's a max Lava Hound. They're slightly more pesky than the previous level 3 ones, because they've got a couple more pups, and that can be dangerous to Archer Queen in particular if she's all alone. But he's got wizards and a golem tanking. He's broken open the wall in a couple of different places. Nice wide funnel. There's only one place his Valkyries are going to go, and that's into the core, with his king and queen in behind. Gets the Lava Hound popped. Nice jump spell placement. Rage spell just to accelerate them into that core. Valkyries doing what they do best. It's a heal spell, keeping the Valkyries up inside the core. There's quite a bit for them to get through there, so that's always a good choice. Uses the poison on the rest of the lava pups. A nice placement on that heal spell. Valkyries do slow down a little bit on those outside walls, as you could see, and there was 2 wizard towers there to hit them with splash damage. So a great choice to drop the heal spell down for that and keep them all healthy. And now the Valks are just working their way through the rest of the base, and the Queen's on the far side of the base working her way through. A really nice combo. Not much left to clean up at this stage, and got plenty of Valkyries left to get through the few remaining defences. The Queen's had to pop her ability, but that's helped her get through the wall, and then she's going to step around the corner here and take out the cannon, which is one of the few remaining defences. Got the king up the top. We will fast forward for this bit of cleanup here whilst everybody runs around. He's got the king and the queen and plenty of archers. The queen steps up, takes out the one remaining defence, and it's the 3-star. Lovely attack and very nice funneling. Okay, coming up next we've got Andrew coming in on their number 16 Boxhead, which seems to be an apt name for this particular base. Okay, so we've got a minion at the bottom, got a couple of golems and a very nice wide spread of wizards, so very wide funnel. There's really only one place for his troops to go, and they all go into the core. He's got a rage spell down, a jump spell to get his golems into the core. That's distracted the CC troops, while his queen takes the CC troops out under the rage spell. He's got another golem coming in at the bottom here, so the golems are doing a nice job of distracting all the troops. His hogs have started coming in from the top under a heal spell, just working their way through, and because he's done a good job of taking out the defences on the lower half of the base. All these hogs have stayed in one tight pack, and that just means he gets good value from his heal spell. A couple of last defences, triggers a giant bomb, but gets the defences down just before the bombs take out his hogs, and then it's just a matter of cleanup. And we'll fast forward a bit here because there's quite a bit to clean up, and he doesn't have that many hogs left because of that giant bomb. So he does get a bit tight on time, but he's got a wizard here and there, and it's got just enough to get the job done. Nicely done, Andrew. Nice to see a go-ho, old school. Okay. And up next we've got Thor coming in on number 18. Bringing the Valks. Earthquake on the outside of the wall. Always suggest using a jump instead of earthquakes there, because it don't get good value for 4 spell slots on the outside of the wall, but no matter, gets the job done anyway. He's built a wide enough funnel. He's got his Valks into the core, a nice heal spell for them there. He knows that I think there's a cleanup attack, so he knows there's giant bombs in that core, so he's kept all his Valks healed up. Second heal spell for his Valks here. He does have 2 packs of Valks at this stage, one with his king, one that's through the upper compartment, and that's going to serve him quite nicely as they take out even more defences as they're splitting up into groups. He's got his queen down the bottom, taking on some more defences. He's got his king still up. He's got a couple of Valkyries running up the top. His king's ability, which he pops, just beautiful timing on that, just as he runs into a bunch of defences, so they all go down really quickly. The Valkyries have come through and taken out the one remaining mortar, and only one building left, and it's going to go down. A very nice attack indeed, Thor. Nicely done. Nicely done. Okay, now we've got still coming in with lots of Valks, 18 of them in fact. A couple of hogs, gets the CC lure. He's got his Archer Queen. He's got got 2 poisons, but he's got no healers on his queen. Oh, he does have healers on his queen. Okay, so maybe he could have dropped the healers a bit earlier and saved his queen's ability. The healers have peeled off onto the golem. They do tend to do that if the golem gets too close to the queen. He's lost a couple of healers because of it, but he's got his Valks where he wanted them to be, which is into the core. They've been raged, they've been healed. They're just tearing through this base. They've kept pace with a golem, which is always nice, so that means they're being tanked for as well. So it's got loads of Valkyries. They're still on good health, burning through this wall. There's only one part of the base left. There is a healer still up, and eventually that's going to work its way across and start healing some of these troops. It does eventually go down, but by that stage there's not very much left, and he's got enough troops left to get the job done. It lost a couple of Valks to a spring trap there, which is the first time I've seen 2 Valks go to 1 spring trap, but had enough troops left over to get the job done. Nice attack. There's some nice hero levels in these attacks as well. Okay, Major Minor coming in with the Valks and a few hogs. So CC low, which still seems to be popular. It's always if you know what's in the CC, it's always better to deal with it if you can. Nice poison spell, just 1 or 2 barbs just to get all those annoying archers out of the way. So he's got a golem down here, a few wall breakers to open up, wizards to build a funnel. All of his Valks in, he's dropped nice timing on the jump spell to give them a path out of that first compartment. Heal spell keeps the Valks out there. Just one huge pack of Valkyries here, tearing their way through it. Another heal spell. He's got a few back end hogs here, just working in tandem with his Valkyries, which is always a good combo, because the Valkyries are nice, have high health and can tank for the hogs. And he's still got his heroes running around. There's just troops everywhere wrecking the place, and before you know it, all the defenses are done, and there's just a few buildings at the top that need to be cleared. And we'll fast forward because we've seen that plenty of times before, and the next thing you know, the base is done. Nothing left but the crown. Very nice Major. Okay, we've got Faye coming in next on another one of these kind of square style bases, with a bunch of loons. Anytime you just see like 5 or 6 or 7, however many is loons, then double poison is all you need in a line just like that. the first poison starts to get them damaged, the second poison just keeps the damage going, and by the time they don't actually make it to the archer, most of them, they all go down. It's also a good way if you're doing a queen walk and there's a bunch of bunch of balloons. 2 poisons like that can actually take the balloons out before they drop any bombs on your queen's head. So Faye's coming in here, he's got his Valks coming in, there's a jump spell, opens them up into plenty of different compartments into the core. The 2 side compartments are small enough they're not going to get too distracted, and they're going to jump back into the core. A nice jump placement on the far side of the base to help them out of the core and into the rest of the base. And there's only 1 compartment left by the time they've done that. The base is just gone. He's got pretty much all of his Valkyries still up. It's just crazy. Just completely smashed this base. Queen runs into a set of double giant bombs, and that hurts a bit and actually takes her out. But no matter, he's got so many Valkyries, it's not funny, and a few wizards, and the next thing you know, the base is trashed. Lovely attack, Faye. Just, yeah, smashed it. Okay, Andrew coming in on their number 22 with the Goho. Nice use of goblins on those storages, because goblins do double damage against storages, so why not take advantage of that? So get all those high hit point buildings out of the way just to save time at the end with cleanup. Brings his king and queen in. Nice line of troops there. There's a Valkyrie in the CC, which can be quite dangerous for the queen. Forces her to pop her ability. Nice jump spell, and then here come the hogs in one huge wall. And the rest of his troops have done a nice job of taking out one portion of the base, which means his hogs are going to stay focused into another part of the base, and pretty much all of his hogs can gain the benefit from 1 heal spell, which is always very nice. And that just means he gets much better value out of his hogs and they stay up longer. And does catch a giant bomb on the way out, which is a little bit unlucky, but by that stage there's no defences left and he's got plenty of troops left for the cleanup. A very nice attack indeed. Okay, Funkadelics coming in on this base here. So he's got a couple of wall breakers with his golem and some nice wizards there, building a nice wide funnel, which is the key to getting your Valkyries into the core of the base here. Jump spell down before the first compartment is cleared out, which is another key to keeping your Valks moving forward into the base. Heal spell in the core, which is lovely. Second jump spell gives them a path out and towards the Barbarian King, which is great, and these low level walls at that point aren't going to provide too much resistance for them to keep running wherever they want to. His Valks have split up into a few different groups, but at this stage of the raid, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. Just helps with the cleanup, really. Main thing is to keep your Valks together in the first part of the base while they work their way through the core, and Funkadelics does that beautifully and still has his heroes up. Really, really nice attack. Okay, Superman coming in on number 21. Let's check it out. Okay, so we've got Valks and wizards. We've got a bunch of wizards, absolute ton of wizards. So kicks things off with Earthquake spell, gets good value from that, open up a huge portion of the base. Interesting use of jump spell on the outside. I might have been tempted to try wall breakers there, given that he had a couple of golems, but no matter. He's not quite built a wide enough funnel and his troops do start to wander, but luckily the enemy heroes and CC troops pull all his Valkyries back into the core. Got a heal spell in the centre there just to keep them healthy while they're working their way through the core. He's got his queen running around one side. He's had to pop her ability here, but no matter, the Valks are doing what they do best, which is just trashing the joint. He's out of spells at this point, so it's all down to how much stamina his troops have got. But he's got king, queen, he's got a bunch of wizards. They've even broken off nicely to take out that storage. And the next thing you know, there's only one building left. It's one cannon, and the wizards take that out, and then it's just a matter of cleanup, and he's got an absolute ton of troops to do that. So superb attack, very, very nice. Okay, now we've got Eva Diva coming in on a Town Hall 9. Nice to see Eva hitting a Town Hall 9. 20 Valkyries. Wow. That's possibly a new record for Valks. Earthquakes open one corner of the base and then comes in from the opposite portion. Nice spread on her wizards, building a nice wide funnel. There's also a bunch of wizards there to help with the CC troops and the Archer Queen as well. They take down all these buildings, gets the Valkyries running into the base. Nice jump spell placement on the corner of 4 different compartments. Opens up the base completely to the Valkyries. They can go wherever they like. Nice heal spell placement, keeping the Valks up as they work their way out of that second half of the base here. And at this stage they can pretty much go wherever they like in the base. It's got the Valkyries on the outside, got the Arch Queen at the top on cleanup. There's only a couple of defences left, but she's got loads and loads of Valkyries left to help with the cleanup, and they will burn their way through this wall, take out these 2 defences, and then keep running through the rest of the base. They do catch a giant bomb there, but Valkyries are nice and tanky, so that's not going to stop them. And the next thing you know, it's the 3. A lovely attack. Okay, now we have Lord Jack coming in on their number 26, bringing Govaho, which is nice to see for a change. So we've got 2 golems and some wizards. It makes a funnel. Doesn't quite get all the funnel perhaps that he might have wanted there, but he's got a heal spell for his troops as they run through the CC. So some of his troops, some of his Valkyries I should say, have run around the outside, but I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing from here. He's got plenty of hogs, does lose a couple to a giant bomb there, but the rest of his troops have got just enough. He's got 4 Valks at the top. He's got a bunch of wizards, and they've just taken down one of the few remaining defences. His Valks have run in, take out the cannon, and now it's all down to just 1 Tesla. So it's 3 Valkyries versus 1 Tesla. There's a few high hit point buildings for them to have to work through here, but one of those Valkyries is a max Valkyrie, and they are plenty tanky. So it's down to 1 Valkyrie here, and the 1 Valkyrie gets the job done. Pretty close to the wire, but lovely attack. Okay. Mini Murray coming in on they're 27 with Goho, and a couple of buildings in the corner which he takes care of. He drops his golem down, a few wall breakers, king. There's 2 what do you call them, baby dragons in the CC, which seems a bit of a waste. You'd be better off with 1 baby dragon and other things, because they don't self-rage if there's any other air troops around them. Big group of hogs here, and he's doing a really nice job of keeping them all funneled together. So super control of the hogs. They just run through these remaining defences. He's got, I don't know how many he's got there, but it's an absolute ton of hogs. And now it's just clean-up time, so they're just going to tear their way through the base. There is quite a bit of clean-up, but he's got quite a few hogs. The Barbarian King is still up, but these hogs are nice poison spell placement to slow down the damage from the Barbarian Kings. This really is a masterclass of how to Goho at Town Hall 8, and gets the job done. Finish off on the Town Hall. Superb. Okay, Mini Murray again, back to back, 6-star war, coming in on this pretty early stage Town Hall 8, and possibly one might say just a tad rushed. And he's bringing the drags. So he's decided to do this one in drag, and nice placement of the dragons on the corners first, just to help build the funnel. It's gone with single Zapquake and a Rage. He's got maximum loons in the CC, or what were max loons. I think they're now level 6. I don't know what the new max loons look like. Anyway, the dragons are working their way across the base. There's way too many of them for the level of this base, and just beautifully funneled across the base from one side to the other. And I think he's pretty much got all of his dragons still up, so there's only one way this raid is going to go, and it's going to go in the way of the 3 stars. Nicely done. They were max loons. They look like level 6 loons. Okay, Zimmer coming in on their number 29 with Govaho. So he drops a hog, gets the CC lure, pulls it over to the corner here. He's got a couple of poisons and a bunch of barbarians and archers. That's going to be enough to keep the dragon and balloon inside the poison. The balloon is kind of resisting the temptation to take advantage of the poison, as it were, but it does keep kicking on. However, it doesn't quite get the compartment opened up that you wanted to, and some of his vaults run around, but the rest of them have run into the core. They're just going to burn their way through these walls. Nice heal spell placement as they work their way across. Comes in with the hogs just to support the Valkyries as they keep their way across the base, taking out the defences. So the hogs and Valks make a nice combination because the hogs target the defences and that helps keep the Valkyries up for a bit longer. Nice heal spell on his hogs because they're the ones that are taking all the damage from the giant bombs and so forth. And the next thing you know, it's just clean up. There's only 3 or 4 buildings left, and he's got plenty of troops to get that job done. And the next thing you know, it's 3. Very nicely done. Okay, last one. And we have Raj coming in on number 30, bringing giants and wizards, so kind of old school raid army on this Town Hall 7. But I guess when you're Town Hall 8 taking a Town Hall 7, you can afford to treat it as a raid, and it is a fairly early Town Hall 7 by the looks of it as well. A few of those cannons are max level, but anyway, he's dealing with the dragon at the top with a poison and a couple of archers. He's come in with a huge bunch of giants being supported by a bunch of wizards, but his wizards have run around the base, so that's kind of probably not quite what he'd asked for, but nevertheless he's got enough giants in here that they're going to core the base. A few spring traps, take a couple of them out, and the enemy Barbarian King is beating on his giant collection, but there's enough of them and he's got them under heal that they will take down the remaining defences. And once that's done, his own Barbarian King is slowly going to work his way into the base as well. And finally his troops get onto the Barbarian King, take it down, and leaving him with just a few buildings for cleanup. And he's got a couple of wizards, which should be enough to get the job done. Just like that. So there you go. Great War is a very exciting finish. It was blow by blow, literally. Let's check out how everybody did in the war. So we've got a couple of attacks. We've got Jason on a 6-star war, so congrats. Who else have we got here? We've got Andrew on a 6-star war. Congrats again. Minor Major just missing out. Look at that, 194. Jib 98 and 99, absolute heartbreaker. Superman on 198. So there's so many 90+% attacks now. Eva on 191. Mini Murray on a 6-star war. So Andrew and Mini Murray both on 6 stars. Congrats. And a few scout attacks from our lower bases. So great war, everybody. Good win. Let's quickly check out the war log, which we should be able to do from here. Looking very green. We've got one more war to come, which is against Les Cantalou, but 21 wins and 4 losses is quite a nice record, and it's looking very green indeed recently. So congrats to the team. Great war. Keep it up, and Clash on. We'll see you on the next one.